They tied her to a stone post at dawn, the ropes cut into her wrists. Her ankles burned where the fibers bit into skin. She did not scream. Screaming pleased them. The air smelled of iron and wet earth. The arena floor was dark with old stains. Some were fresh, some were not. She lifted her eyes and saw the stands filling. Scaled bodies pressed together. Bright eyes blinked sideways. Claws tapped stone in hunger and delight. This was justice to them. This was sport. She was not one of them. She never had been. Her name was Lyra. She was a translator once. She spoke 7 trade tongues and 3 ritual ones. She believed words could prevent war. She had been wrong. The war came fast. Human ships broke the border lines. They burned moons and stations. They did not stop to speak. The Krell Dominion answered with rage. They captured survivors. They chose examples. Lyra was one of those examples. She had refused to kneel before the Dominion speaker. She had spoken the human word surrender. The speaker had laughed. Now she waited to die. The gates at the far end of the arena stood closed. Behind them the beasts stirred. She could hear them breathing. Low and wet, patient, the speaker rose from his throne. He was massive. His neck flared with crimson scales. His crest glittered with metal rings taken from past victories. "Let this one feed the hunt," he said. His voice carried easily. The stands roared. Lyra closed her eyes. She thought of quiet places, of rain on glass, of human voices that laughed too loudly, of a man who had once corrected her grammar with a smile. A human. She did not open her eyes when the first sound came. It was not the roar of beasts, it was a crack. Sharp, dry, close. The cheering faltered. Lyra opened her eyes. The speaker was falling. His massive body toppled forward. His crest struck stone. His neck twisted at an angle no living thing could hold. Behind him stood a human. He was unarmored. His clothes were torn and burned. Blood streaked one side of his face. His eyes were steady. For a heartbeat the arena was silent. Then chaos erupted. Guards rushed the throne. Claws slashed. Energy weapons flared. The human moved. He did not shout. He did not posture. He stepped aside. He grabbed one guard by the wrist. He used the guard's momentum. He drove an elbow into the joint. The arm bent the wrong way. Another guard lunged. The human ducked. He struck upward with both hands. The lower jaw shattered. The human picked up a fallen blade. He did not swing wildly. Each motion was small. Each motion ended a life. Lyra watched in disbelief. Humans were not supposed to fight like this. Humans used machines. Humans bombed from orbit. Humans hid behind fire. This one did not. More guards came. They surrounded him. He backed toward the center of the arena. Toward her. The gates behind her shuddered. The beasts sensed blood. They howled. The human glanced at the gates. Then at Lyra, that their eyes met. He nodded once, then he moved. He ran straight at the post. A guard leaped into his path. The human did not slow. He lowered his shoulder. Bone cracked. The guard flew aside. Another struck him across the back. The blow staggered him. He kept moving. He reached Lyra. He slashed the ropes with one clean motion. Her arms fell free. Pain flared. She bit back a cry. The gates burst open. The beasts charged. They were huge. six-limbed, more filled with rotating teeth. Weapons bred for terror. The human stepped in front of her. "Run," he said. His voice was calm. She did not argue. Lyra ran. She stumbled at first. Her legs were numb. She forced them to move. Behind her, the human met the charge. He did not try to stop them all. He chose the lead beast. He jumped. He grabbed its upper jaw. He jammed the blade upward into soft flesh. The beast collapsed. The others surged past. The human rolled aside. He came up behind another. He used its own weight. He broke a hind limb. The beast screamed. Guards and beasts clashed. The arena dissolved into panic. Lyra reached a service tunnel. She ducked inside. She did not stop. The tunnel twisted and narrowed. Alarms wailed. Lights flickered. She ran until her lungs burned. At last, she collapsed. Against a wall, she waited. Minutes passed. Footsteps echoed. She tensied. The human emerged from the smoke. He was limping now. His left arm hung loose. Blood soaked his shirt. He saw her and exhaled. "Good," he said. She stared at him. "You came back," she said. "Of course," he replied. "Why?" she asked. He shrugged. "You were tied up," he said. That seemed unfair. She laughed then. It burst out of her, raw and shaking. He smiled faintly. "My name is Jonah," he said. "I am Lyra," she said. They stood there for a moment. The alarms grew louder. "We need to go." Jonah said. "Where?" she asked. "Anywhere, not here," he replied. They moved. The tunnels led to a hangar. A small transport waited. Its hull was scorched. Jonah keyed the door. It opened. On inside were other humans. 4 of them. All wounded. All alive. They looked at Lyra with surprise. "Found her," Jonah said. One of them laughed softly. "Of course you did," she said. They lifted off as the arena burned behind them. Only then did Lyra allow herself to breathe. Later she learned the truth. Jonah was not a soldier. He was an engineer, captured during the first raids. He had watched executions. He had learned guard rotations. He had waited. When they dragged Lyra to the arena, he knew what would happen. He decided he would not watch another one die, so he acted. The Dominion would tell the story differently. They would call it a massacre. They would call humans monsters. But across the border systems, another story spread. A story told in whispers. A story told in awe. They said the Krell believed humans fought only with machines. They said the Krell learned too late. They said a human broke their leader's neck with his bare hands. They said he did it without shouting. They said he did it because someone was tied up and afraid. Lyra would tell the story too. She would tell it carefully, with simple words. With truth, she would say this: humans are dangerous, not because they are cruel, but because they choose. They choose to step forward. They choose to protect. They choose to break monsters when they must. And sometimes they choose to save one life, even when the whole arena is watching. Asterisk.